Although the iKier K1 Pro Max is an expensive laser engraver, it does need some assembly. However, it is not very difficult and can be finished in less than an hour. This gives you plenty of time to set up any additional accessories you may like, such as the protective box from iKier or a honeycomb laser bed. The machine measures 25.6 by 29.5 by 8.7 inches, so you'll need enough room on the table for setup as well as help throughout the operation. A large 16.1 by 16.1 inch engraving area is provided by the iKier K1 Pro Max. The changeable laser power, which can be switched between 24 watt and 48 watt via a switch on the laser module, is more fascinating. You may optimize for more detail or more power since the laser spot size will change to either 0.08 by 0.1 mm at 24 watt or 0.1 by 0.15 mm at 48 watt power depending on the current setting. The K1 Pro Max may employ automated sinking cutting for cutting purposes, increasing the cutting depth by up to 25%. Additionally, engraving may be done at up to 900 mm per second because to its linear bearings and motion algorithms. The linear bearings have a sliding design for its x-axis and a screw design for its y-axis in terms of operation. The gadget, which has a connected 4.3-inch touchscreen for offline engraving, is powered by a 32-bit motherboard. Lightburn may be used to operate the integrated air assistance system, and the flow regulation switch can be used to adjust the flow. Furthermore, by letting the laser determine how far away it is from the material, the motorized Z-axis allows the user to choose a single button focusing. Its 4.3-inch touchscreen allows for offline operation, which frees the K1 Pro Max from the need for a computer. After making a few little modifications to focus and alignment, you can start working on the project by entering a USB device containing compatible cutting or engraving files. It's still recommended to test it out using desktop software until you've had a chance to work with the file beforehand, since the offline mode's controls are considerably more constrained and don't have the extra visual cues. The touchscreen provides a minimal set of controls, with movement controls located on the right side of the screen and most setup instructions on the left. Selecting autofocus is not recommended if you want to engrave on any unevenly sized objects. Instead, use the provided fixed focus block. There is a sizable pause or stop button and a simple completion progress indicator after the work has begun. The in-process screen's power and speed may also be somewhat changed. However, because there isn't an emergency stop button, it's probably preferable to press the power button if you do have any significant malfunctions. If not, there would be a little delay when using the touch screen to immediately end the process. The resume engraving feature on the K1 Pro Max is limited to offline or app-based operations in the event of a power outage. To prevent any mistakes after you restart, you only need to make sure that the engraving surface or engraver are not moving. You should also confirm that Auto Home is disabled during startup. Laser GRBL or Lightburn may be used with the iKier K1 Pro Max. Lightburn is your sole choice if you're running macOS. Lightburn does provide a free trial, but in order to keep using the K1 Pro Max beyond that time, you'll need to buy a license, so keep that expense in mind when making your choice. For $60, you can get updates for a year with this license. Lightburn provides a more simplified and user-friendly way to set up your tasks and manage many of the K1 Pro Max's additional functions, but ultimately your choice of software will depend on your operating system and personal preferences. With a few easy steps, you may activate auxiliary positioning, sinking cutting, and focusing. With Lightburn, you may add customization to a project by using several layer types, which enables you to produce engravings that are considerably more intricate with fewer glitches. Additionally, you may simply switch the laser's power source throughout a multi-step task that combines cutting and engraving thanks to the switch-based technology. Odd issues pertaining to the K1 Pro Max's location or connection may sometimes arise, although they are usually fixable by sending the laser home or resetting the device. In general, it makes sense to use the K1 Pro Max's Lightburn integration if you're shelling out this much money for it. Additionally, it will make file production for offline engraving simpler. Depending on your phone, you may have bugs and connection problems if you decide to test the iKier smartphone app. The system update via the app did not work even with a newer phone, even if the connection was established. Because of an issue that would appear at the last export step back to the K1 Pro Max, I was unable to test a print from the application. Nevertheless, it was able to identify the device's activity and would display alerts. There's very little picture editing capability and a pretty basic UI to work with, much as with other smartphone engraving applications. In addition to the more conventional protective acrylic shield around the laser, the iKier K1 Pro Max is equipped with several safety measures to lessen risk while in use. In addition to further fire and dust protection, the iKier laser engraver enclosure has an exhaust fan to swiftly release smoke and smells. It also has various viewing windows to track the progress, allowing you to avoid using laser glasses and save your eyesight. Laser glasses are included for those who choose the base K1 Pro Max package. However, it is still recommended to get some more comfortable OD5 Plus glasses since the supplied ones may put additional strain on your ears, which becomes apparent after many tasks or prolonged usage. The possibility of a flame arising is greatly reduced by the air assist system that comes with it, particularly when it is utilized correctly with the designated laser power percentage. To extend the life of the air assist, iKier suggests running it at 80% power or less. When activated, flame detection will detect the presence of a flame underneath the laser head. In such case, the laser will return to its original position and sound an alert. The iKier has further functions to reduce risk in addition to viewing protection. The on-device gyroscope will alert the device, stop working, and sound an alarm if it is tilted. When evaluating their design, novice users don't have to worry about the laser head smashing into the sidewalls since limit switches stop any overrun. To further inhibit operation, the gadget incorporates a security lock that requires an actual key. The iKier K1 Pro Max boasts excellent quality, with 0.01mm engraving precision and a 2K resolution tiny light spot when utilizing a 24-watt laser power. The picture engraving settings may be adjusted to get the required quality and effect based on your software integration. When dealing with a picture for the first time, you'll need to explore since photographs that are darker or have more black in them may turn out to be more subdued relief pieces. Experiment with various picture presets and settings, particularly when using diverse materials. You can usually cut out your design without utilizing the 48-watt power when you use the 24-watt laser power and thinner wood. Depending on the amount of complexity, these combined engraving projects often take 20 minutes to an hour. When scaling up, the iKier K1 Pro Max required almost 2.5 hours to capture a 10 by 10 inch picture at a speed of 1,700 mm per minute. In contrast, it took almost 3 hours to create a picture that was about 11 by 11 inches and had a comparable amount of detail at 2,000 mm per minute. It could cut through at 3 by 8 inch thickness in 6 passes on a honeycomb bed at 90% laser power and 900 mm per minute cutting speed. This increased to 16 passes at the same 90% laser power and 900 mm per minute cutting speed for 11 by 16 inch thickness. The sliced piece required some effort to push out at 16 passes, but it came out on its own at 20 passes. There were no flames and a substantial reduction in charring thanks to the air assist that was incorporated. The K1 Pro Max can cut through more common craft wood kinds and thicknesses, such as 3mm MDF or balsa, particularly when used in conjunction with a honeycomb bed. The iKier K1 Pro Max isn't inexpensive, it costs around $2,000, but it fills the price gap between CO2 versions and diode lasers with lesser power. It has more functions to make the setup and working manner simpler, along with a bigger engraving surface. However, some of its advantages may not be essential for those looking for a more straightforward user experience who are unfamiliar with engraving software. The premium features, however, provide additional safety and control if you're trying to fine-tune or mass-produce more often. More seasoned laser engravers or those considering larger use cases may find the iKier K1 Pro Max appealing. Although there are a few bumps along the road, the K1 Pro Max's switchable power feature makes it a viable option for diode laser users who want further customization. So guys, this was the complete review of iKier K1 Pro Max. I hope you found the video informative, and if you did, please give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.